Hello and welcome everybody to Tuesday Night Race in Action, and this is the final race here of the HCK Beagles Racing League this season. And boy oh boy, are we in store for a good one here at Talladega, because yes, this is it, the bottom of the ninth, the final inning, the final minute of regular time here in the Super Bowl. This is the exclamation point on this season. Well, first we got to get things started off right, and that is with tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. Today's final race, and he's been a proud sponsor all season long. That is Bruce Muehlberger at Muehlberger Custom Homes. Thank you so much for the proud sponsorship here all season long and for this final race. You can find them over on Facebook and at MuehlbergerCustomHomes.com to see the kind of work that they do, from drafting and design all the way up to the completed house project. Man, oh man, talk about great looking houses. You can't find a better group to work with other than Bruce. So go give him some love, because he has gave a ton of it here to the HCK Beagles League. I'm Alan Brown, and I am joined as always by Mr. Alan English here in the booth. Alan, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's championship night. We're at a plate track. You know, we're going to see pack racing galore. It's going to be a lot of excitement. I'm excited for these competitors that are racing for this championship tonight, because this has been a long season, and I know that all the work and stuff that they've put in, it's time to see if it all paid off. So, yeah, looking for some good racing tonight. Hopefully some clean racing, but hopefully we get some excitement in there too. Really looking forward to it.
And down there on pit road, who's had his cooler stocked all season long, and that's Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, how are you tonight?
Oh man, I'm ready. It's a championship, man. We're at Talladega, HCK Beagles Racing League.com. Muehlberger Custom Homes. The party's about to start as they're out there doing this open qual right now, which is pretty awesome. 2 fast repairs, 75% fuel, minus 5% power, unlimited tires, 75 laps. It's hot as hell on the track, but it doesn't matter. This is for all the marbles here tonight.
That is right. All of the marbles as we look at tonight's race info around this 2 2/3 mile racing track to finish this one up. And we've seen a lot of great races here at Talladega all season long, and I could imagine we're in store for another good one here today. Nice sunshiny day, and bringing us down to that key to the race. And man, this is it. You got to leave it all on the table. There is no more races after this one until the next season. So, man, oh man, you really got to let the pedal hit that floorboard here tonight.
Yeah, you know, it's difficult to have patience in a race like this. Although, if you want to stay out of making your truck into a pile of junk, sometimes that's what you got to do. So I think some caution be warranted here, at least in the first 3 quarters of this race. We're likely to see the aggression pick up as it goes, but I'd say probably the name of the game here is cautious aggression. You don't want to push it too hard too early and be the one that causes that big pileup.
Yeah, you don't want to be a part of that. But you also, some of these guys are actually racing for a championship and racing for money. So, you got to let it all hang out here. This is the big one.
And you are not kidding. As we look at that current standings, as much as we'd like to say there's more drivers really involved, it looks like it's coming down to pretty much a 3-man race here between Kevin Winker, Curtis Critchley, and Cale Turbeville. And you talk about 3 totally different seasons that people had. Kevin Winker really not having the best of luck, even though he's got 5 wins. A lot of those came early and then just an absolute dry spell. He then found some luck here in the playoffs. Curtis Critchley, who has been a dominant force all season long, and Cale Turbeville, who's just been Mr. Consistent. Not that many wins, but he does have 2, and even one of those came here in these playoffs, so it's all coming down to crunch time for some of these guys as we watch these people drive under qualifying here, and saw some 4 wide action going on already.
Yeah, trying to get a decent lap time in. We also want to thank all of our fans who've been watching all season. We sure appreciate each and every one of you. Angry Indian 89 over there on Twitch, predicting they're probably going to let me go after this race. I'm not sure about that.
Out of your contract?
Oh,
no. He might know something.
Let's see, who else we got? Earl Evans going to run a special Florida Man paint job tonight.
Oh, yes.
Go check out Earl Evans' paint when you get a chance there.
I can't
Brandon
wait.
Noah pulling for Winker out there tonight to win. And Rebecca Smith pulling for Hunter out there, Hunter Smith. Appreciate all y'all joining us over on all the social media platforms.
Yeah, Winker's definitely one of them that could win this thing.
That he is, and like we said, you also got Cale Turbeville, who's not currently out there trying to put in a lap, driving his signature Klondike machine, and man, he got rid of the chrome on that thing. I wonder what happened. I like the chrome.
As long as he keeps with the Klondike theme, he all the luck fairies and stuff that are sprinkling their magic dust on him all season are going to be satisfied. So,
As well as we have that 27 of Curtis Critchley out there, who, man, he was new to this season and definitely came in like a hurricane and made a name for himself early. As of late, just not the best of finishes, but still, he's still looking pretty strong to have a shot here tonight. And that just goes for all these drivers. We even had a race going on for that 11th place position. As of right now, points-wise, unless something absolutely terrible happens, which, of course, now that I said it, probably will happen, to Derek Welch, it looks like he will be taking the 11th place and a free entry to next season's spot. He's been able to race his way good enough to get that one, but 4 of Eric Stoy, he's still got a chance. He's got to pray for some bad luck for that one, but and also probably pick up a win. But weirder things have happened. Like you said, we are here at Talladega, and it's time to roll some dice.
Oh man, speaking of like spending Saturday night rolling dice in Waco, my mind has been shaken after looking at Earl Evans' truck. I'm in amazement. I'm gonna have to read some of the articles. I'm gonna have to read some of those articles during the race if we have a little slowdown here for a caution or something. But Love to see these cool paint jobs. Great group of drivers here. HCK Beagles Racing League. Man, this is going to be a fun one tonight.
Bruce Muehlberger joining us over on Facebook saying, good evening, all. Let's go number 51 and 42. And Russ Endicott. Of course, you know who he's pulling for. The number 2 machine. Albert Anderson tonight. Earl Evans said he's got another special paint for you tomorrow there, Adam.
Please don't tell me because I'm still mesmerized by this one. I don't know if I can take any
Florida
more.
Man headlines.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it made my night. This race is going to be awesome, especially with the cool paint jobs like that.
Hey, you're not kidding. As qualifying is finishing up here, these drivers getting ready to take to that grid, and oh man, it's I don't know. It's championship night always seems so different. You have the melancholy of, oh man, the season's coming into an end, but at the same time, you get excited because you get to see whose hard work pays off the most here at the end of such a long season.
Yeah, I'm in one of those boats where I'm like, man, I can't believe the season's over already, you know? And then I got to wait for the next one to start up. So, yeah, I can't wait for it to start back up again already. But let's enjoy tonight. This is going to be an exciting finale to the historic second season here.
Yes, sir, it is. Well, talking about starting things up, these drivers are starting to take to the grid and start their engines. So let's go through and talk about tonight's starting lineup with Andrew Plymester. He's going to win pole position with the one of Derek Welsh starting on that outside in row number 1. You got Curtis Critchley and Cale Turbeville. They're starting side by side here in the second row, 3 and 4, with the 20 of Justin Lawson, who's going to start us here in 5th with the 25 of Mark Collins in 6th. You got the 121 of Dusty Smith starting here 7th with the 96 of Zachary Peterson starting in 8th. Eric Stoy driving that Ford machine is going to start here in 9th with the 6 of Paul Durkee rounding out tonight's starting top 10.
5 machine of Stephen Naylor and the 54 of Brandon Coleman are going to make up row 6. Row 7 is going to be the 42 of Kevin Winker, your championship leader, and Paul Ferdiani on his outside. Let's see. Row number 8 is going to be the 81 of Jonathan Osborne on the inside and the 2 of Albert Anderson, America's driver, on the outside. Dustin Reilly and Bay Area Rob Chowdhury are going to make up row number 9. And row number 10, closing out your top 20 here to start, Cody Staten in the 15 and Joshua Moore in the 51.
Number 12, Austin Johnson there in 21st position. Looks like Zachary Staten in the 88, 22nd. 16 of Michael Adamson, 23rd, sitting 23rd. Number 7 of Rick LePage. Hope we don't see him fly tonight, 24th. 115 of David Hot Rod Mayberry, 25th. 2 of 3 Earl Evans, Florida Man truck. Amazing, 26th. 84 of Josh Bittner, 27th. Number 3 of Hunter Smith, looks like 28th. And number 97 of Rodney Griffin will be in 29th position. 39 of Chris Isaacs, that's 30th. Is he? I think he's maybe admin in this race.
He is admin tonight.
Didn't he sing a song back in the 90s? Anyway, 75 Brian Skidmore, and 31st Brad Taylor, Gregory Turner, Joseph Bennett, and Michael Hicks will round it out. Some names I haven't seen before, but they're still going to be in for a good one.
Hey, yes, sir, they are, as the pace truck leads these drivers down the back straightaway here for the first time here in this final race. Got big time anxiety going on here between some of the drivers. Everybody all lucky or all ready to get ready and hopefully get lucky and find their way here to the front for the final lap once when this thing's all ticked away. But man, we got a lot of racing to cover before we get to that point.
They're getting to me too, man. I'm nervous for these guys just watching them come around here under pace speed.
Still trying to
First
figure
eye,
out.
11 tank, come on, number 27, represent north of the border. Some Canadian fans out there tonight, pulling for the 27 to Critchley.
I'm still trying to figure out what song Chris Isaac is saying. Oh. Wicked Game. Interesting.
Take the word for it.
Oh, that pace truck makes the dive down into pit road. These drivers just got to get through this little tri-oval section, and then they take to that green flag for the first time here tonight. All stacked up, 2 by 2 by 2 they go. Andrew Plymesser, Derek Welsh, gonna get ready to kick this thing off and get it underway here for the final race of the HCK Beagle season number 2. And here we go. Green flag is out. Racing we go. Side by side, off and down into turn number 1. A great restart there for both the 102 and the 1, getting both lines all up and ready. A little bit of a gap there between the 27 and the truck trying to catch up to him there. Man, it looks like that might be a 6 of Paul Durkee or somebody as they're trying to shuffle and bustle their way down the back straightaway here. All still side up, 2 by 2. People inching their way forward, making slicing and dice moves, trying to jockey for that position here early because they know it's going to be a little bit more harder to pass, especially once the laps kick down into the single digits.
Well, we're watching Derek Welch on the outside line there. He's now in second place on the outside line. He's got something on the line here tonight, too. He's currently sitting in 11th position in the standings. And if that holds up tonight, he'll have his dues paid for next season. A little driver incentive they made for the 11th place truck finish in the season. So I know he'd like to get a win tonight, but a strong finish will keep him right there, at least in 11th place. So we can get that free entry into next season.
As we had some people dive off down into the pits, that was due to some penalties that were being served here, just from the last race that had a little bit of shenanigans going on, but everybody just kind of taking their lumps and moving on with it. But so hopefully they won't go a lap down here, because I'm actually surprised we haven't seen a caution quite yet, but who knows? These guys have surprised us all season long, and I wouldn't be surprised if they put on a heck of a show and we don't see a single caution here tonight.
Would be awesome.
It could go either way here. I think they're going to get a little racy at some point, and we're going to see some mayhem. I mean, it is Talladega. It's not hard to keep these trucks straight in certain circumstances here when you're running 2-3 wide.
They're not kidding us. We right along here with the 121 of Dusty Smith, who's kind of caught right up in the middle of this big gaggle of trucks here towards the front.
And that's one of the reasons I kind of like to ride in the back on something like this, especially early on, because you don't want to be that guy that's kind of stuck in the middle. I'm watching the 81 right now. He was 3 wide there for a second. 81 of Osborne. Of course, he's got Connie Goodman watching for him tonight over there on YouTube. We appreciate you, Connie. And Beverly Rapp pulling for Josh Moore. And Alabama Old Man letting us know that we're on NTG Radio simulcast tonight over there for the Numb Thumbs gaming community. The guys are over there hauling some loads, doing some virtual truck driving tonight. Appreciate you, Alabama Old Man.
Yeah, they are. Here we go. 3 wide up here at the front. You had that 4 of Eric Stoy. He was kind of all by himself out there on that far outside line for a little while, but now he's got some help from the 6 of Durkee, really trying to pull that top line around, get everybody all caught up. And I mean, other than the bottom line, the middle line's only got 4 trucks there in it, which has Jonathan Osborne at the tail end of that one. But other than that, wow, talk about a aggressive slide down there for the 1 of Welch, sliding right in front of the nose of the 27 of Curtis Critchley there up at the front. That didn't look like he was quite clear there, but he made it work as these guys continue to drive around here 3 wide on lap number 5.
This is getting hairy up here. What a huge group to be running 3 wide. I'll say this for the guys running on the low lane. At least they have kind of an escape path. We've seen a bunch of drivers cross over that yellow line just to escape danger as they see some stuff maybe that they don't like. Look at Durkee here.
Man, Durkee really wanted to follow Critchley down as Critchley retook the lead there. And man, oh man, these guys are not leaving an inch to spare. They're using up every single ounce of room around this track. Yeah, that too of Albert Anderson. Talk about a climb up from the back. He's up 14 spots, sitting here in second. He's looking to get a run here, and he's now trying to follow the 25 of Mark Collins around. And who knows? See what happens there for that too. He's also got some teammates there. He's got Dustin Reilly and Jonathan Osborne around him. You also have Mark Collins. He's trying to figure out a way to get with his teammate, the one of Derek Welsh, who's been kind of shuffled towards the rear end of the field here just a little bit. Still hanging on right around the 13th, 14th spot, but this is that game of champ to chump, chump to champ, and since we're so early, lap 6 of 75, you don't mind it right now, but you definitely don't want to be seeing your name moving backwards like that coming up here in about an hour and a half.
Well, I mean, how crazy is this? 3 wide, it can't last, can it? I mean, the trucks throw so much air off the back end of them, it's very hard to control in these corners. And
there you go.
Winker got taken out.
Oh, man, Osborne going for a wicked ride there.
Eric Stoy also.
Oh, man.
They went backwards. They kind of glitched into the fence, and some of the trucks got thrown straight up. Some of them got thrown backwards.
Ooh. Well,
That was rough.
That didn't feel good for the 42.
Winker's dog walking it sideways around on the apron, trying to make it back to the pit lane. Cheryl Winker, his mom, is out there watching tonight. She just saw a pretty horrendous crash there.
And I'm kind of wondering what he was thinking up there, what his philosophy was, because he should have just kind of rode in the back, seeing all that mayhem. I guess he kind of got stuck up there, really. Nowhere to go. He
Little
blew
bit.
his engine.
A little bit, but it was just coincidental contact there between the 37, which got the 4 loose, and had the 42 getting into his teammate, the 88 there. Oh, that's not good for him. And then, oh no, the 12 Austin Johnson trying to check up and go to the bottom. Didn't quite get cleared, but big incident there for some of these guys that are looking to race for the championship. It looked like... just trying to see anybody else who might have gotten involved there. Ooh, Josh Bittner might have gotten involved a little bit too. Let's see. Let's see if it'll show up for me. It looks like it's... Well, just maybe sliding the tires a little bit, checking up for that wreck. But
Well, and the points are so tight. Winker with only a 5-point lead in the standings coming into this race, and now he's got a blown engine and has to tow and use a fast repair. That's going to put him way back in the back. But as we've seen out of the 42, he's one of those guys that he can march back up through the field. We'll see him probably try to do that tonight because he's going to have to.
well, not only that, but Turner, how many fast repairs have these got here tonight?
We do have 2 fast repairs, but that toe could probably hurt him, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just going to be close. We've seen Winker come back from behind on way worse than this.
Ooh, a little contact on pit road between the 2 and the 37 as the 2 tried to turn down into his pit box. Didn't know the 37 was there. Kind of clipped him in the fender.
So we sit
Ray
here.
Davis. Go ahead, buddy.
Just watching this race coming off of pit road. Dustin really did stay out. Cale Turville looks like he just beat Curtis Critchley off the line there. Paul Durkee, Derek Welsh, followed by Albert Anderson, Bay Area Rob Chowdhury, Mark Collins, and then the 16 of Mike Adamson and the 5 of Steve Naylor. So, man, oh man, talk about great racing here off of pit road. People putting in some really quick pit stops. I think maybe just taking some fuel, just getting everything ready for a long run just in case. And Cale hit that dang cone again. We got to start instituting a cone fine or something.
Well, Trey Davis pulling for Cale out there saying, "Let's go, little Donnie." That's what they call him, Cale Turberville in the '64 Klondike machine. And Russell Endicott saying, "Man, you guys jinxed them." Talking about look at all the 3 wide. Something's going to happen, and then it did.
Well, I think they actually jinxed themselves. I mean, they were running it so long.
They were doing it for a
You
while.
can't sustain that. We've seen that time and time again. I mean, as good as these guys are, it only takes a small, slight error from one part of the chain, and it's a wrap. So it's kind of what we saw. Just a barely a tap there into. I think it was really into Stoy, and that was it. Nothing intentional, nothing worth fighting over just yet.
Joel Moore on YouTube pulling for Josh Moore in the 51. Thanks for joining us, Joel. We're just getting started in this thing. I think it's start lap 10 out of 75. So that's 200 miles here.
As even though we had just started, we do have some big movers. At 76 of Michael Hicks. He's already up 20 spots on the day. He's looking to try to crack his name inside that top 10. You had Mike Adamson, who picked up the win here last week at iRacing Super Speedway, looking to continue that. He's up 13. Bay Area Rob Chowdhury, he's up into 8th place, up 10 spots. And you even got Rodney Griffin and Brian Skidmore back there at 17th, 18th, who are already up 12, 13 spots. And that's what happens here when cautions start happening and the big shuffle that we normally see here at plate tracks really starts to play out. And it happens very, very quickly that people can make up a whole ton of spots.
Yeah, several of those names pretty familiar as guys we've seen really able to navigate through traffic at these pack racing plate tracks.
I mean, it is literally like rolling a dice at a plate track too. I mean, it takes some skill, but even a chump like you can win one of these. We've seen it. I've seen you win a plate race. Yeah. So, no offense to. I mean, you're not.
No, I mean
terrible.
like 7 guys in front of me wrecked. So
yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool to watch.
In the trial,
and that's what
I didn't know I won. You know?
That's what makes it fun, though, right?
Well, yeah, because I mean, I think we could all agree, right? Like it's not like this is just blindly going around this track. You still need some skill. I would say, it's like 50% skill, 50% luck to really get a good finish here, and you might need an extra 10% luck to pick up the win, just because of how the ends of these races can play out.
And holding a line in these things, in this turbulent air and stuff, it's not the simplest thing in the world to do. It does take quite a bit of practice. Race truck looks like he's about to come on down.
Yeah, and there's a lot of strategy too. We'll talk about that as this thing goes on.
Yes, sir, indeed. As Cale Turbeville and Curtis Critchley get ready to take this one back to the green flag, side by side, everybody all stacked up. Paul Durkee and Justin Lawson behind those two front runners, looking to try to get their line, the momentum that they need here on this restart. And here they go, off and running once again. Solid restart there for both lines. Everything looking smooth as butter as they enter turns 1 and 2. Still stacked up side by side. Really not a single line given an inch. You got a little bit of a gap forming a few rows back, but that's going to close up mighty quick here, especially once when these things get right on up to speed.
Yeah, and now we're going to see who's going to be the guy to peek out, start that third line. I bet it's going to be one of these guys right here in the middle. It's going to be the 1 or the... I don't know. That's kind of my guess. You may see the 1 do it.
It could be the 203 Florida man truck. I mean, he'd be somebody driving that truck would be crazy enough to start that third line out there.
As we're taking a look here at the front, Curtis Critchley does have a nose out there in front of Cale Turbeville, just not quite jumping down just yet. You can see the difference of the push. You see the 20 of Lawson. Man, he has that bumper basically inside the gearbox of the 27, which allows both of them to get their run and trickle on down. And really, the 64 Turbeville did not have that push with the 6 of Durkee. No. Durkee was leaving a little bit of extra space.
See the 2 of Albert Anderson jump up in front of Earl Evans, noticing that that outside line getting a little bit more organized. I got a couple more takers here. Let's see what this outside line can do. They really need to stick together if they're going to make it work.
Yeah, that they do. You got the one of Derek Welsh up there trying to help things along. Cale Turbeville, I think, moved his way up there. You also got, let's see, Bay Area Rob Chowdhury driving his Golden State Warriors paint. Trying to get something going here on that top line. All being led by that 6 of Curtis Critchley. Or, excuse me, of Paul Durkee.
Syndicate telling us on Facebook it's just really not worth starting a third line. The best thing you can do is just kind of keep it tight, stay where you're at. You know, the third line really never goes anywhere.
I mean, there's a time for it, maybe at the end of the race, but I think he's right, and that we proved it, you know, a few laps ago. It probably wasn't worth it that early for sure.
As we have some trucks trying to form up a little bit here, really catch back on to that lead packs draft. You got the 5 of Stephen Naylor, 12 of Austin Johnson, 51 Joshua Moore, 84 of Josh Bittner as well, all trying to get stacked up here back to this lead group. Things are slowly coming back together here, and everybody joining in to basically one giant party. And man, Austin Johnson back here in 18th. That's the power of the draft, folks, is even if you're not on that person's bumper in front of you, if you're just a little bit off, you can run really quick times, putting in the fastest lap time of the race so far.
It's the thing, though. You got to keep that distance between you and that truck in front of you. You know, somewhere between 0.8 of a second and a second. You start getting past about a second behind them, you're going to lose that draft pretty quick.
Well, one thing I lost because of this iRacing update, I have no comms with the driver, so I can't hear any of that juicy stuff right now, which I wish I could.
Yeah, just go into your options, change things up.
I did. It doesn't work.
Who knows? These guys might also just be really quiet.
No, I hear 'em. I see them trying to talk. I'm sure they got a lot of things to say to one another out here. I'm hoping some of it could be anger.
Haven't heard any anger on the radio yet.
Okay, good. Keep me updated.
I'll keep it turned up for you.
As the shuffle and bustle continues to go on here, up at the front, Paul Durkee being pushed by that 64 of Cale Turbeville, trying to get that top line all in front of the 27 of Curtis Critchley, who's been leading that bottom line. He's got some pretty good help back there with that 20 of Justin Lawson, who still has not let any bit of sunshine between his front bumper and that rear end of Critchley.
Well, I mean, this is kind of what we thought it was going to be, right? They're already starting to race up top again. 3 wide, a little bit halfway through the pack here.
Couple of your VRL crossover drivers, the 81 of Osborne, the 84 of Bittner. Just testing out the outside line for now.
Osborne looking to try to get a lap back the hard way here and make it past the field under green flag conditions, and then hopefully, who knows, get a caution pretty close soon there after that, and he'll be able to get a free lap back without needing the lucky dog, as Hunter Smith in that 3 truck is currently in that spot, coming down in to do his penalty early and being able to drive off of pit road and get things back underway.
Curtis Critchley, just going over our top 3 in the standings right now, just give the folks a little kind of a view of where everybody's at that's in contention for a championship. Paul Durkee in 4th really needs a miracle to pull off a championship win. Curtis Critchley, a little bit closer to the prize there, currently running in 2nd place. Cale Turbeville in 3rd. Kevin Winker going way back there in 29th place, 2 laps down. Your series leader, he really needs something else to happen here. He needs a couple of wave rounds. He needs a lot of things to happen to help keep him up there in the points, because with a big field like this, we're going to have a big swing in points from first to last.
That's the possibility. That's kind of the beauty of playoff racing is you got to be consistent week in and week out. And I mean, there's a reason why 3 of those guys are really kind of separating themselves from the pack, especially when these playoffs hit. They kept it smooth, kept it clean, and got consistent finishes up here kind of towards the top 10. And it's every sports innuendo you can think of being, you got to play to that final whistle. Until that final checker flag waves, man, you gotta be there and be present.
Nancy Kyle over on YouTube saying, "Go Hunter." Pull for Hunter Smith out there. Go ahead there, Adam. What you got?
No, I was just saying you got a kind of feel right now for Kevin Winker getting involved in that incident early. That could be a huge swing if he can't get those couple laps back, get back up there in front. I don't think we've seen the last of him though, so I have faith he'll end up pretty well here.
As we also have the 54, Brandon Coleman, racing around there in some Mountain Dew paint scheme. I appreciate that truck. Mountain Dew, my go-to road soda.
Yeah, all jacked up on Mountain Dew. You got to be to drive that stuff around the country.
Pretty orderly right now. A lot of 2 wide all the way towards the rear. This lead pack is just huge. Huge pack here.
Absolutely. Even looking back, I mean, yeah, we got some people not on the lead lap here kind of sitting just off in the back, but they're really trying to work together here. I mean, like you got the 88 of Zach Staten and the 42 Kevin Winker. Zach Staten and Winker both being teammates and not on the lead lap. You can almost bet, I don't want to say team orders are coming out and whatnot, but I'm sure they're talking about, hey, let's try to get Kevin back up there into that lucky dog spot and keep him up there, try to get him back into this race.
No doubt, especially if you're one of his teammates that's you're not in contention for a win or championship podium or whatever you want to call it. You're going to do everything you can to help your teammate get back up there and hopefully at least get your team a championship. Yep, we'll see some good teamwork out there today, and nowhere is teamwork more important than tracks like this. Not only just pitting together and stuff, but running with each other in the draft, opening up holes for your buddy. Trying to control the flow of traffic in both lanes.
Yeah, where teamwork is also important is when you're getting a custom home built. Check out Muhleberger Custom Homes. That's our sponsor tonight. Been a great sponsor. I hope they're enjoying this race as well. But kind of the same thing. When you're building a house, you got to have some teamwork, and that teamwork is happening out here on the track right now.
Man, that was smooth, Turner.
Yeah, I've done this a little bit.
It's that broadcaster in him. He's done this before in a previous life, I think.
Yeah.
Russ Endicott staying last race of the season. Stack up on the outside, pinch the inside line, tight down on the bottom of the track, and get a run when they lift. If you want to win, you got to try something a little crazy.
Well, we've got about 50 laps before we should start getting too crazy, but I like the aggressive mentality. Looks like the lead pack's coming up on a lap car really quick. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah,
It
that
makes me nervous because the speed difference is just so great.
Dustin really up in front of him.
Yeah, thankfully, it looks like these guys are going to stay stacked up just 2 wide. And as we can see, Daytona gets a little tight to go 3 wide, but you can definitely make it work. But Talladega, you got the room. You can safely go 3 wide here, especially with that speed differential. As long as no one kind of drifts way out to the outside, which looks like we do kind of towards the tail end of this lead pack. Got some people looking to sneak their way up on that outside.
communicating with the leaders on the radio, letting them know where he's going to be. He's going to be right against the outside wall here.
This is actually a pretty good spot. The front stretch and the back stretch, probably the best spots you could possibly have to get things all sorted out. As up at the front, things go a little sideways there for the one of Derek Welsh, and he's going to end up going all the way out to the outside wall and stayed off of it, but he's going to be out of line here. Thankfully, he's going to be able to get let back in by that 408 of Bay Area Rod. But here comes a big charge here from that outside line. The 64 pushing the 6 of Paul Durkee out to the front here once again, as you can see kind of there towards the tail end of this big lead section of this pack. You got some people really trying to make up some ground here. I believe that's the 4 of Eric Stoy and the 96 of Zachary Peterson trying to make some noise back there.
Yeah, I see him dipping out to that outside line every now and then. I think some of the guys are getting out of line momentarily just to kind of cool the engine down. Being stacked up like this, you got to watch your temps. You can get your coolant too hot, your oil temperature too hot, so it's a good idea if you're falling right behind somebody for any length of time. You got a gauge flashing red. You better swing it to the inside or the outside to get that thing cool down.
Well, our last pit stops came around lap 7 and lap 8. So we're coming up on 20 laps here on this fuel stint. How many laps do you think this fuel stint's going to last for these guys? Right around the 25 mark, the 30 mark?
Ooh, get the slide rule out there, English. He's doing it. You can hear him doing a calculation. He's thinking so hard.
Sorry, I was pouring me something. Yeah, I did not do the math. I'm gonna have to get better about that. About maybe jumping in a truck prior to the race and just kind of checking the fuel mileage and stuff. But what kind of fuel are we running here? We're running 75%.
75%. Or minus 5% power. I don't know if that.
I bet these guys could probably squeeze damn near 30 laps out of it. Maybe a couple less. I'm not really sure. I know that tires aren't going to be any kind of concern for these cats.
Yeah, they don't pay us for the math. They pay us for all the nonsense that we create during these races.
Well, some of the nonsense will commence once we hit that kind of pit window as these trucks try to filter down to that bottom line, and I'm sure we're going to see some mass pit stops happening here if we get that green flag kind of set up, ready to go, because, man, it's something you don't want to do on your own is come into the pits here. You will lose the draft quicker than you know it, and, man, you are really struggling here as it looks like they're going to try to take it 3 wide again. Yep. Oh, man, you got... I believe that's the 16 of Adamson. He's got some teammate help there. The 2 of Albert Anderson trying to push him around. Oh, look who also moves to that outside. It's the 1 of Derek Welsh as Cale Turville was able to slide down in front of Curtis Critchley, who looking to do a little cross up there, but the problem is he doesn't have any help immediately there on his bumper. Took a second there for Paul Durkee to really close up that gap. But here we go, 3 wide racing once again.
Look at this. It's like a magic number of laps they have to run, and then all of a sudden everybody just loses patience and says, all right, we're going to make it 3 wide again.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think they really care. I mean, this is the championship race. They're letting it all hang out. And they're showing it right now. I mean, all the way through the field, we have racing all the way up and down, 1 through 31. This is great stuff to watch.
Love the big field too, man, especially at a track like this where there's so much drafting action going on and bumping the tailgate of the guy in front of you. To have such a big field. Whoa, Earl Evans way down on the apron there.
Yeah, he got caught napping there and he's gonna lose some spots.
Pretty close to the 25 there, I think it was.
And man, that 1 of Derek Welsh really kind of getting left alone there in the middle. Everybody kind of driving right around him, and that wasn't the setup that you wanted for the turbo tunnel that we've talked about with these trucks, where If the outside line and the inside line get a big separation, you kind of throw your truck there in the middle, and you get the benefit of both side drafts happening at the same time. And you're talking about a ridiculous jump in speed, and everybody getting this thing to drive on crazy.
Russ Endicott saying over on Facebook, fuel comes into play. This 3 wide stuff's going to get messy. Yeah, to get on pit road, you got to be on the inside line, right? I mean, if these guys start to get close on fuel, everybody's going to be wanting to try to find a hole to get to down on the inside line so they can pit. And Bill Winker with a shout out over on Facebook to Kevin Winker. You will come back from the engine trouble. He's got a couple fast repairs. I guarantee you he burned one of them, and he's going to keep that other one in his back pocket in case he has some problems later. Perseverance, determination. So many of these guys got those qualities.
Yeah, they do. As we saw there, the 66 of Paul Ferdiani trying to get all rejoined up with the track, and this big group coming out of the pits. Unfortunately, I think he just missed out catching on to that tail end of this big pack that continues to rumble around Talladega here on lap 30, heading on to lap 31, which means we're almost halfway done with this race already, guys.
Yeah, we'll be hitting halfway here about, what, lap 37-ish?
Hey,
I think so.
Right there,
37-ish. America's driver, man, he's really having a good one tonight on the outside here, setting P4 currently. But looking good tonight in that America-themed truck.
Scott Langford over on Facebook saying, let's go Turboville. I love it when the family and friends get online and watch their buddy or their loved one out here running and pulling for them.
Well, tonight is the night for that because this is the finale here, season 2.
Dale looking get a pretty good finish up here in the front. He got a shot at it, that's for sure.
And the problem for Cale, though, is he really needs that 27 of Curtis Critchley to disappear, kind of like Winker did here.
I mean, he is kind of in the position to make that happen, but I don't think Cale's got that in his heart. He ain't going to do that.
No, and I was even listening into the drivers' meeting here tonight, and I mean, you could just tell how Gregory Turner, the admin over here at HCK Beagles, he's been so proud of these guys that have been in this chase here at the end of this season. How clean they've raced each other. Yeah, of course, we've had some tracks where, as we have pit stops actually happening right now, Mike Adamson and a few others staying out, but man, oh man, do we have a big gaggle of trucks coming in, little beating and banging, but everybody able to just check up and come on in. Curtis Critchley, Cale, you had Justin Lawson, Paul Durkee, Zach Peterson, Brandon Coleman, let's see, Steven Naylor, Dave Mayberry, so big crew all coming down into the pits. Everybody able to avoid absolute calamity here as they came in and kind of got things all figured out. As
I think Coleman was spared a speeding penalty by hitting the 20 of Justin Lawson in the rear end there. I think that slowed it down just enough where he didn't get a speeding penalty. You don't need brakes when you got a truck in front of you, right?
No, absolutely not. As kind of going to have our second crew here of pit stops going down. Mike Adamson, Albert Anderson, Derek Welsh, everybody all trying to slow up to that very slow, as what it seems, 55 miles an hour coming down into the pit lane here. But everybody doing, again, a great job coming in without too many issues. Everybody making the slide down into their pit stops as things continue to move their way around. Now you got Brian Skidmore coming in. You got Hunter Smith and Dusty Smith all coming down into the pit lane. So going to be interesting to see how things mash up here when this kind of first group of pitters decide to get back around this second group of pitters and see what kind of gaps have been formed up as the 64 and the 27 are kind of all teamed up. No, the 27 with some help from the 6 and trying to make their way around.
Osborne got turned by the 54 Coleman. I don't know if it's going to bring out a full caution or not. And it did.
Well, as they were pitting under green, I'm pretty impressed. We didn't have a single black flag for speeding in the pits. But, wow, let's see if anybody's going to be affected by this. It looks like pretty much everybody had made their pit cycle before the yellow came out, with the exception of, well, no Bittner already pitted at lap 32. So, looks like pretty much everybody already made their pit stop before the yellow came out.
That they did, and all of that came out just as Curtis Critchley, with the help of Paul Durkee, got the big old push to get around Cale Turbeville. The 20 of Lawson got a good benefit from that. Same thing with the 2 of Albert Anderson. Really, it was just those 4, Critchley, Durkee, Turbeville, and Lawson, who were all together after the first group of pit stops went down. And I mean, you can just looking at the pit times, I mean, 12 second, 12 second, 12 second, 12 second, just these guys absolutely trying to min-max every inch of pit time that they can here. And it definitely worked out for some of these guys up here towards the front.
Man, it's been wild, just like Yahtzee.
Well, I tell you what, to make it almost halfway before we had a full course caution that had, pit stop implications and whatnot. That was pretty impressive. What is this? The second caution overall? This is caution number 2, isn't it?
Caution number 2. So yeah, these guys have been racing pretty clean here. I don't think we're gonna see any extra pit stops here, since considered pretty much everybody just came down. I don't think really anybody is out there maybe needing that extra top up of fuel that they might need. You got Joshua Moore, Josh Bittner, Zach Peterson, Andrew Plymesser, Michael Hicks. So you got some of the guys that were kind of towards the tail end of this field who don't mind maybe staying back there, just topping up on that extra little bit of fuel, trying to shove as much of it into those lines as possible as things continue to tick away here under caution as we just cross over into that kind of halfway mark. We do have some announcements to shout out, and these are very exciting ones. As one of those was, there was a design contest for the new logo here, and which is going to be appearing at the beginning of next season. Let me just get to the right thing here. Just get to some of that. So congratulations to contest winner Josh Bittner on his logo design for the HCK Beagles. So that is going to be a new logo here starting up next season. So glad to have that. And, fancy design. He also left a little note in there, the little oval that's kind of surrounding the border of the white. That is the layout. Indianapolis. So great there. Not only that, but they're also proud to announce a new sponsor coming on board next season. That's Admin Box. It's kind of like a little button box to help admins out, and especially, man, talk about, because I know you and I have both done it English, is try to admin a race while driving, but to have all those
amazing idea.
Have all those hotkeys right there and ready, whether you need to throw a caution, add a lap, do whatever, man. So glad to have Admin Box on board with us here for next season.
Adminbox.com with 2 X's. That is really cool. I never thought they had anything like that. That's really neat.
Yeah, man, iRacing's one of those things you can just about find something for everything here.
It drives innovation, doesn't it?
Oh man,
I mean, it's like the space program. So much stuff came from the space program that wasn't intended, to just be for the general public. It was to solve a problem to help the space program. And look at all the stuff we use nowadays. That's where the origin came from. And iRace is one of those deals. It just drives these guys that have these great ideas, like the guys over there at Admin Box. It's very cool stuff going on in the iRacing community.
It's awesome stuff happening here, man. That's why we're here. I like it to be shared with everyone because I think anybody can get involved in this. If you like racing, in general, this is something for you. You can watch it, you can participate, you don't have to spend a ton of money. Really cool place, iRacing, and HCK Beagles is one of the places you probably want to come join if you're interested in racing these trucks.
Goodman over on YouTube saying, way to go, Bittner. What else we got over here? Zach Dillon says, man, I wish I could be there. Let's go Dusty Smith, number 121. So Dusty got some extra fans out there with Zach Dillon.
As this field rumbles on down the back straightaway behind the pace truck here, just past halfway, the 27 of Curtis Critchley is going to get the restart here on the inside with the 6 of Paul Durkee on the outside. You got the 64 Kale Turboville up there as well on the inside. The 20 of Justin Lawson on the outside. Albert Anderson looking very strong here tonight. He's going to be restarting 5th with Mike Adamson beside him 6th. Derek Welsh in the 1 in 7th. Earl Evans in 8th. 408 to Bay Area Rob Chattery in 9th. And Brandon Coleman rounding out the restarting top 10 here. And man, that's a pretty stacked top 10, but we still have half of this race remain. Those laps are going to start to fall away mighty quick as the pace truck comes on down into pit road once again here, getting ready to go back to green flag racing.
Watch that Napa truck of Adamson and the 2 of Albert Anderson. They're going to try to get back together. They've been working great together all night, teammates.
That they have us the green flag waves, and here we go once again, side by side. Green flag racing here at Talladega. Only half of this race remains. The 6 of Durkee gets a really good restart there with the 20 of Lawson giving him a little bit of a helping hand, but look at that, 2 with the 64 helping push that 27 here on this restart. You also saw the 16 of Mike Adamson there as well, trying to get his name up there and push some things forward. As man, the 12 of Austin Johnson making some moves, sliding on down. He saw a gap and he's willing to take it to get to that bottom line to try to get these guys back up and rolling. And man, it takes a good second to get these things all the way back up to top speed. It takes about a full lap, but when they are, these guys are really going to be flying.
Sendicott said he thinks all that space program technology came from reverse engineering the UFOs that they captured at Roswell in 1947.
Everybody knows that. That's common knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, but some people don't, so I appreciate you pointing that out, Russ.
There you go. I love when Russ gives us these little tidbits. Makes me laugh. Of course, I've got my microphone muted. I'm sitting here laughing my head off, and then I get to compose myself.
And that's what it's all about. We're watching racing with y'all out there and enjoy interacting with everybody. And we're just sitting here talking about a race, and this is one hell of a race. Look at all those changes going up front there. Wow. Ducking and dodging up there.
Man, you are not kidding. As we got Bay Area Rob continuing to try to get that top line all grouped together. Oh, looks like we might have a Tager trying to shoot up that turbo tunnel in the middle. That's Brandon Coleman. He saw a gap and he took it just for a little bit, able to squeeze kind of right around 41.
Saw the 12 of Austin Johnson flash just there for just a split second.
Yeah, a little bit of blinking.
Again,
yeah, he's ducking out.
He's coming down. Sportsmanship right there. He knows that he's got some connection issues and he doesn't want to ruin anybody's race. Catamac saying over there on YouTube that Curtis Critchley is kind of a big deal. Canada's best on display out there at number 27. Canada proud, Milwaukee machine. They're doing a great job tonight.
He is, as you see, kind of in that rear peripheral of the camera. The 5 of Stephen Naylor moving to the high side here. That 5 machine, man, he has not had much good luck here, but he's trying to turn that around just in time for this final race.
Oh! Albert Anderson with contact with Paul Durkee on the outside, apologizing over on the radio. Both drivers able to save it. That was pretty hard contact there for nothing to come of it.
I think he just got a little squiggly there, and there is a lot of concentration that takes place behind the wheel here at 180 miles per hour. With all that wind blowing off the back of these trucks, this is a tough place to race with all the amount of traffic we have here tonight.
Yes, sir, indeed, as these drivers continue to stay 2 wide here for the time being. Some people maybe trying to make it 3 wide, or maybe just trying to filter off to the back of this main pack where, man, oh man, just look how deep that pack goes. Everybody all still trying to jockey up for position here, trying to get with teammates, trying to make the best moves they possibly can to inch their way forward. Still, that 20 of Lawson is working with that 6 of Paul Durkee. I believe those 2 are teammates, part of that East Coast racing team. Trying to work together here to try to get one of these guys a win in this final race of the season. But the one of Derek Welsh, man, he is clinging on like there's no tomorrow, hanging on all those people, trying to get his way back up to the front here as well.
Before, if he gets a good solid finish and is able to maintain that 11th place in the standings, they'll get a free pass for next season and have his entry fee paid for. Go ahead, Turner, what you got?
I was just going to mention the Num Thumbs guys are probably rooting him on, obviously, right now, and Mark Collins. They probably want him to have the free entry, so that's not a bad gig. You get 11th place, next season is free for you. Welch is definitely gunning for that at this point.
Well, they're missing their teammate tonight. Not sure what Richard Michelob Gray had going on tonight. May have had to work.
No, he probably didn't set his alarm after he had Lubies. At 4 o'clock he had Lubies, and then he has to set his alarm to wake up after his nap. That's just my guess. Rewind.
They have 3 wide up here at the front. We knew it was coming eventually. The question was who was going to be the first one to make the move, and that's going to be the one of Derek Welsh. Does have some help there with the 54, Brandon Coleman. However, I don't think 2 is going to do it. They're going to need some more help than that, or they're going to need that middle line currently to make a mistake and have a big checkup here, but it doesn't look like they will. But here comes the 66 of Paul Ferdiani, kind of trying to get as much draft as he can to catch on up and help these guys on that far outside line out.
Non-stop action here. What?
Killing me.
Look, we're trying to have some fun at this race tonight. This is the championship race. Let's have some fun at all costs.
Look
even
at
if it is Michelob.
Look at this thing clumping up here.
Yeah, it is.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 rows here that are 3 wide.
They're working very well together as they're getting a big push, just as that middle line also gets a big push. So it's going to be 3 wide for the lead here between the 27, the 6, and the 1. Critchley, Durkee, and Welch all trying to fight for that lead spot here on lap number 45. Got HCK Beagles Racing League saying it's not over, and man, you could not be more right about that. This thing is not over until we see that checker flag wave. So even though Kevin Winker, he's 1 lap down back there in 30th, just one big one, and that will change things up significantly.
Yep, he is not the lucky dog, but in a wave around situation, he could get that lap back. I want to talk for a minute about the 27 and the 64. These guys are fighting each other for a championship, yet they've been nose to tail damn near this whole race. They're working very well together, and I guess they decided that they're both their biggest competition out here, so why not help each other instead of, racing each other? But I'm sure that's coming.
Oh, I'm sure you're absolutely right about that. 'Cause what's the saying go? To finish first you must finish. Well, if you and the guy you're trying to chase down are nose to tail here, just kind of cruising around, putting down laps, waiting for that right moment to try to make the pass and make up some spots, really no better spot to be as that bottom line had a run. Well, it started to check up, and here comes both lines outside of them back. The 6 of Durkee and the 1 of Welch. Still really nothing changing. Everybody all riding around trying to pick up all those important spots here towards this front of this main pack, and man, is it tighter than ever.
54 Coleman just got a little bit loose after pushing Derek Welch in the 1, the Num Thumbs Gaming Toyota right there. And then behind him, you got Collins and Ferdiani trying to maintain a line in behind him, trying to stay behind him to keep that aero advantage going, but outside line not very tight right now.
Yeah, but at what point are they just kind of, one guy loses their concentration here, and it's going to be all she wrote for a bunch of people behind them. So let's see if they can hold it.
This is where I want to kind of stay down close to that yellow line. That yellow line is my best friend right now. They can do all the 3 wide they want to right now, but I'm going to stay down there where I've got at least a little bit better chance of escaping if something does happen up here in the front of this lead pack.
What's crazy tonight, I mean, we've had such good racing. We hadn't been able to mention all these guys, and like Joshua Moore, Andrew Plymesser, Michael Hicks, all these guys, Skidmore, they're still running a heck of a race there in 20th position, but there's just so much activity up front here.
Huge field. Russ Endicott saying if the bottom line would just stay tight, they should be able to pull away a little bit more. And Audrey Sessions, of course, on here pulling for a hey, Team Albert Anderson, who's sitting right there. He's the 3rd truck in line on that inside line.
Yes, indeed, as we are still 3 wide racing here at Talladega in this final race of the season for the HCK Beagles Racing League, all brought to you by Muehlberger Custom Homes. You can find them at MuehlbergerCustomHomes.com or on Facebook. You can see all the photos that they put up of all the projects that they've done or are currently working on.
Great work,
man. You can't say anything bad about the work that those guys put in. As Bruce Muehlberger has been a proud sponsor over here at HCK Beagles all season long, and picking up this final race of the season, and it's turning out to be a good one here, Bruce.
Yeah, the entire race so far has just been, it's almost like a nail biter.
I am literally sitting on the edge of my chair. I am sitting on the front edge of my chair.
And as you're doing that, they're 3 wide, and there is lap traffic ahead of them, so this is where it could get real interesting.
54 Coleman sticking his front grill out there just to cool himself down a little bit, as he's been aggressively on the back end of the number 1 truck of Derek Welch.
Yeah, and I think they recognize that that's a Dustin Reilly up front. He's staying high, trying to stay out of the way, but we're about to lose space here.
And we are, as the 1 of Derek Welch kind of being left out all alone. He does have someone trying to sneak up there and catch on to that rear bumper. That's the 25 of Mark Collins, one of the Numb Thumbs teammates there. But man, they're catching up on that lap truck really quick, and here we go. This is where things are really going to tighten up. Is the 1 going to be able to check up in time? Is people going to squeeze down, maybe make a little bit of room? Oh, he was able to find the room to dive down into that middle lane.
I was impressed at how many times you said really as they were passing the 37 of really.
Really?
Yes, I was.
Dustin did a good job of staying up top and staying out of the way. As looks like Coleman's trying to get that third line going once again.
He lost some speed there. It looked like as he was drifting out, he got just a little bit of loose. You don't see that normally on these plate tracks, but with, like you were saying earlier, how much air is getting chucked off of these trucks, and especially a big position change like that, going all the way up to that outside wall, these things can break loose, and so that air just hit him like an absolute sail, and he is floating his way on towards the back, finally able to slot himself back in right around where Hunter Smith is here, kind of still in that top 15, but when we say back here, I mean, you still got a ton of trucks out there in front of him.
We love it when Connie Goodman's joining us. She's always a very good fan. Love all the participation out of her, cheering on the 81 of Jonathan Osborne. And we also love it when Kathleen Anderson joining us, pulling on for her nephew, Albert Anderson in the 2.
Oh, as we got cars going around here.
Wreck. Oh, that's the 102 of Plymouth. Oh, Andrew's got a lot of damage.
That's going to bring out the yellow flag here. That was the 25. Mark Collins getting involved in that one.
Ooh, it was, wasn't it?
Oh, man. He just kind of straight drifted right on up to the outside, didn't he there? I wonder
Didn't
if
look like anything happened to him. What do you think happened there, Brown?
maybe just a little bit of a firm shove from the 37. Oh, man. It was it was a firm shove, but I think it might have been a little bit of a neck-coated firm shove. Bumper wasn't quite square there. The 7 getting all tangled up. Same thing with that 37, but man, that 102 of Plymester really taking the brunt of that one.
Well, now it's
25
time.
looks like he checked up. And the 37 didn't have time to do the same.
Well, time for the money stop. Isn't that what we're going to call it here?
Oh,
Brown, are we at the
yes,
money
sir.
stop point?
This
Yeah, you're
is
right.
it. Inside of 25 laps, 22 laps remain. So yes, that means this is going to be the final round of pit stops, barring any other cautions with damage being involved. We're going to see just about everybody come on down into the pits here and take their final stops, top up on fuel, get those tires, get everything ready for the final push here for the end of this race. And we were looking really good there. Just our third caution of the day, so everything's still going all right. Yeah, that 27 of Curtis Critchley guiding this lane down. Everybody sliding into their boxes, trying to get the cleanest pit stop that they possibly can. Let's see who wins this race here to come off of pit road.
Yeah, and the beauty of it's like Plymesser here in the 102 Coors Light truck did it up, but he's going to make it down and get that thing fixed, and he's still got a shot at finishing well. So I do enjoy that about the league. We have a fast repair or two just in case of emergency, like what we just saw there.
Dad joining us on Facebook, pulling for his cousin Albert Anderson. So thank you, Bobby Chad, for joining us. And Russ Endicott, yep, he said money stop alert, don't mess up here.
You know, I'll tell you, some people who didn't mess up: 27 of Critchley, the 64 of Turbeville, the 20 of Lawson, the 2 of Anderson, 6 of Durkee, all getting great pit stops there. Mike Adamson as well having a great pit stop. Same thing with the 96 of Zachary Peterson. Cody Staten's finding himself in this top 10 once again with Bay Area Rob and Stephen Naylor as well. Derek Wells just outside of that top 10. He's been riding around out front quite a bit here today. As we continue to kind of look back down through this field, Mark Collins not getting really slowed up too much there after that incident. Looks like he's able to maintain a top 20 spot. Andrew Plymesser as well. But the real question is here, and it looks like it's going to be the case, does Kevin Winker get back onto the lead lap? And it looks like he will.
Well,
I believe they did wave him around.
right. He's got 20 laps to make hell happen. I think he can do it. I'm looking forward to keeping an eye on what he's gonna do here, because I think he's gonna let it all hang out.
Yeah, and of course the guys over here at HCK Beagles not doing just the lucky dogs this season, but anybody that they really can, they'll try to get everybody back up onto the lead lap. Because I mean, that's what makes the racing more interesting, is if everybody's all grouped up and fighting for that win. And
Well, all these leagues have different rules, and I do kind of enjoy the way they have this thing set up. It makes for some fun competition, that's for sure. I guarantee you, who likes it right now is the 42 of Kevin Winker, captain of Team America. That's really working in his favor. He's not needed to use that much this year at all, but this is the time to use it.
Brandon Noah echoing that over there on YouTube, saying, Kevin, from 2 laps down, he's a man on a mission right now. And look at your front row, are the guys that are trying to knock him down and try to steal this championship away. That's Curtis Critchley and Cale Turbeville on the front row. They'll be controlling this race from the restart here once we get back going.
Well, how are we going to know if it's that close points-wise? Who's going to do the calculations? How are we going to know who the champion is after this race?
well, let's just say if the 42 manages to have the comeback of the century, which we've seen, he's had a couple century comebacks. He would, I believe, end up winning this whole race and championship. Really, if he finishes inside of that top 5, I think the 42 really walks away a winner here. However, if he finishes outside of that, Cale Turbeville would need to finish 4 spots or better over Curtis Critchley and lead a lap. I can't remember if Cale has led a lap yet officially.
I believe he has.
Has he? All right. So then all those guys are going to get at least a lead lap bonus point there. So, I mean, just the basic maths of it, it's kind of all dependent on how Winker finishes here tonight. And with that wave around, it's definitely adding a few extra functions into that calculator.
English, get the abacus out, get it ready, the slide rule, all the tools. We're going to need them before the end of this thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As everything gets ready to go back to green flag racing here, the field stacked up and ready behind these leaders of Curtis Critchley and Cale Turbeville. Here they go, winding up these engines, green flags waving, and away we go. Green flag racing, a final 20 laps here to this season of the HCK Beagle Season 2 Truck League.
See a bunch of folks chiming in over on Facebook. They're loving this racing action out here tonight. Russ Endicott, Andrea Lynn joining us, pulling for the number 2, and Brandon Eastman said, man, I forgot about tonight. I was coming to support y'all because he's the defending series champion. So he's with us on Facebook. So good to see you, Brandon.
Glad he's out here watching us. Somebody else is still trying that high line. 3 deep, about 10 cars, 10 rows back. That's pretty interesting.
And that's the 51 Joshua Moore trying to make something happen. He's got the 54 Brandon Coleman hopping on to that outside line as well, trying to get this thing back rolling back to where they were just a few laps ago before that caution flag wave. Everybody all staggering and trying to get into their best positions that they can, but once again, and still having a great race up here at the front. The 20 of Justin Lawson gave that 27 of Curtis Critchley a great boost here on that restart, but then immediately jumped to that outside line. Oh, as he's getting loose right in front of Cale Turbeville, that's going to cause a big one.
This is the big one here, folks.
Oh, it is.
And some championship implications involved here with the 64. Oh, mercy.
Man, as far as big ones go, that got sorted out okay.
Everybody got on the brakes and kind of saw it develop, I think. Great heads-up driving by the all the guys that were in the back half of this field.
Well, Turboville paid the price on that one. So I don't know if he's thinking the same thing y'all are. I mean, nobody was flipping and going outside of the grandstands or anything, but that was still a pretty good crash.
Oh, the 2 goes around for a wild ride. The 64 goes around for a wild ride. Same thing with the 6 of Paul Durkee. He went for a little bit of a wild ride here. Let's try to see what happened with him here. Kind of towards the end of this wreck. Just kind of spinning. Oh, little bit of an impact there into the inside wall, but able to drive off of it and catch back on up. So nothing race ending there, but like you said, that has got some implications because the 64 is more than likely going to come down, try to get some damage fixed to get his truck back up and run into a good speed. The 2 of Albert Anderson got a good chunk of those impacts. He's looking all right.
Well, and if it was going to happen, right there on the backstretch where you have that huge, almost, big as an airstrip back there to go down on, I think that was the place for it to happen to minimize all the damage that we could have had. If it would have happened in a turn or on the front stretch, we would have seen all kinds of mayhem there.
Yeah, and of course, kind of looking back at that replay and seeing what caused that, and man, it was just, I think, a little bit of the pusher action and getting everybody loose, and that's all it takes. And one little thing of, man, I gotta give this guy a little shove, get him up even further, but if he's not square to the person in front of him, everything gets really dicey really quick.
It looks like some guys right here in about the back third of the field, all coming down for service. A couple of 4-tire stops, a couple of fuel onlys.
Well, and we talk about it a lot, English, you and I, because we kind of like to ride in the back of tracks like this. If you're in the back third of the field here, you might as well. You're not going to lose a lap.
Why not? Yeah.
Maybe you can get an edge and end up in the top 10 or something. So I understand that for sure.
In a draft-dependent race like this, why not go ahead and do it, and maybe you can find a new buddy back there and get out there and make you a run.
Yeah, find a friend, a former foe, anybody. You got to find a dance partner to get up front here.
And look, most of these guys have raced with each other enough to know, hey, this guy's good on plate tracks. He's good on the outside line. I'm going to pit with him since we're right here together and try to make something happen.
Well, we got a second here under caution. Let's talk to one of these drivers here. Let's see here if I can't find all the teams. Yeah, I'm looking for the 4 of Eric Stoy.
Here, I got it.
All right.
I got to right click because he's so far down.
A lot of technical stuff we got to do here.
Hey, Eric Boy, it's the guys up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Man, well, first off, congratulations turning into a daddy here for the first time. Welcome to have you back. I know you've been back a couple of weeks now, but looking all right here inside that top 20 here tonight. Trying to chase down that one of Derek Welch here to get that coveted 11th spot to get that freebie into next season. How are you feeling about this race? And I mean, it's been pretty clean so far. We've seen a lot of 3-wide action going on, but everybody being pretty courteous out there.
It's about time, right? Well, everyone's been kind of patient, but now there's 15 laps to go. Things are about to heat up, and it's gonna be a fun one, but it's gonna be a wild ride.
Well, you're sitting in a decent spot for it. If something happens up front, you might be able to slide in, get you a really good finish. But how crazy is that 3-wide been, real quick? What have you been thinking about how y'all have been doing all that 3-wide racing here?
I mean, it seems pretty calm right now. Some people are a little antsy, trying to go by themselves. I did it once, but you just got to follow your line and try your best. Hopefully you can have some people behind you push you up to the front.
All right. Well, man, before we let you go, if you were to find yourself behind somebody here to try to push them to a championship win, who are you pushing?
Let's go with Curtis.
All right, man. Well, good luck. Hopefully you can catch up there to help him out and help him pick up that championship win. And who knows, maybe we'll see you in victory lane as well here for this race.
Hey, that's the plan. Thanks.
Hey, Eric, you were in East Coast, right?
Yes, I'm
right.
with those guys.
All right, let me throw you back down the right channel then. Thanks, buddy. Good luck.
Yep.
Yeah, so there you have it. He's preparing himself to get ready to make a charge here, and you heard it there. He's looking to maybe help that 27 of Curtis Critchley pick up the championship win here.
I love to get the driver's perspective. We don't always have enough time, but that was kind of cool. As that pace truck is down for this long stretch into the restart zone there, Brown.
And that they are heading through this tri-oval once again. Going to be 14 laps remaining of this race and of this season here. Curtis Critchley and the 96 of Zachary Peterson out in front. Green flags waving, and here we go. Looks like the 408 might have spun some tires or something because he got a little loose on that restart. Not up on that back bumper of that 96. You also have the 16 of Mike Adamson. He's no occlusion from that winner's circle here, winning last week at iRacing Super Speedway. He's got the one of Derek Welsh sitting on his back bumper, now looking to the outside, jumping up in front of that 96, trying to get things back going there for that one machine to get back around that leading 27 of Curtis Critchley.
Well, big run from the 88, got the 42 pushing them. Teammates, Team America, trying to make that outside line work. They kind of run out of gas right there, though. Kind of stalled out on the outside line.
Going into the corner, but they do have help coming up. Oh, no, as the 12 goes around behind this field, bringing out the yellow flag.
Man, Austin Johnson wrecking.
So,
Well, this is the racy part of the race, right?
We're at some cautions now, that's for sure.
yeah, it looks like just a dispute of who had what position-wise. Let's see here. Zooming in. Oh, the 54 of Coleman just getting into that quarter panel. And it looks like the 12 of Austin Johnson, as this was kind of towards the tail end of this field, did end up being the only truck really involved in that. As the 54 of Coleman not looking really any worse for wear, but at the same time, the 12 was kind of having a little bit of that connection issue going on that we've seen just about all race long from him. So it could have just been he might not have been seen.
Yeah, I think he was blinking a little bit. I've seen some of that with Skidmore in the 75. It looked like he had a little blinking. That's a connection issue. There's iRacing trying to communicate with 31 different people. It happens. Part of the deal here. But I'll tell you what, Kevin Winker has moved his way to 13th position.
Ooh.
So look out, here he comes. Here comes Team America freight train coming.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. As we also see the 7 of Rick LePage back here, kind of in the high 20s towards the tail end of this field. Rick being a winner of the Numb Thumbs Gaming kind of paint contest that they put on, so he winning a little extra $100 here this week.
Oh, that's awesome. I saw their paint contest going on, and after looking at the winner's machine with how they had the water droplets and stuff on the paint, I thought that was awesome. I said, man, I wouldn't have stood a chance. I enjoy painting cars, but I ain't near that good at it.
Who won that? Who won that?
Oh, the 7 of Rick LePage.
Rick LePage, man.
I don't know how he
Wasn't
beat
it
that.
Rain-X? I think it was a Rain-X paint. But just amazing detail on that paint. It was beautiful.
I mean, it's awesome, but how could you beat the 203 of Earl Evans with the Florida Man paint. That's
I
That's
don't think
impossible.
that one.
they should have.
Well, how about Hunter Smith? Hunter's got some fans out there cheering for him tonight. Up a whole bunch of spots, man. Up 24. Sitting in 4th place right now. He's going to restart on the outside lane number 2 here in the 2nd row.
Well, so not only that,
pretty damn good run for the 3 today.
and not only that, he had an EOL and had to serve a pass-through penalty within the first 5 laps. So he fought through all of that to now end up in this top 5 right now, up 24 spots officially, because I believe that was a no-grid or a no qualifying EOL penalty for the 3.
I mean, he's working harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter tonight, I guarantee you.
Yeah, once when these guys get back to green flag racing, it will be 10 laps remain to decide a winner here tonight. And it's been a fairly calm and kind of cruisy night. Just little mistakes here and there that you kind of expect to see at these plate tracks, especially, you know, these guys are not professionals, which makes this racing all that much more better. And, man, you can definitely tell that they're going to be turning up that race style all the way up and past 11 here.
Well,
But what a great season overall. You know, when we first started broadcasting for these guys, it was, you know, they had the same 3 super speedway tracks that they would go to. Here in season 2, they've kind of mixed it up. They've added a little more content. And we've seen some guys emerge as really great drivers. And, you know, it's been impressive to watch it this season. I can't wait for next season, season 3. They just released a preliminary schedule. I can't wait to go through there and study that and see where these guys are going with this league. But it's been so much fun these first 2 seasons. I can't wait to see what they've got in store next season.
yeah, you talked about these guys are not professionals. Well, they're close, but
Oh, yeah.
the professionals we do have are Muleburger Custom Homes. You talk about professionals.
Yeah.
Check their website out. Check them out on Facebook. You want a custom home done? What is it? The 3 Rivers area?
Yes, sir. Up in Michigan.
Michigan.
3 Rivers
If
area.
you're looking for a home to be built or something like that, check them out on Facebook or on the interwebs there. And we got some of these guys have the Muleburger custom paints, like the 51 Joshua Moore. He's in that Team America Muleburger custom homes paint scheme. Looking good tonight. So check them out. Glad to have them on board as a sponsor, and hopefully they're enjoying this as much as we are.
Yes, indeed. Looks like, I don't know if that's just the design of the truck or a bumper got perfectly fit right there in the middle of that tail end of the 51, but he's got
Yeah.
got a little dent going on back there. Hasn't come down to get that one all fixed up yet. Obviously not affecting him too much, as up here at that front, the 27 of Critchley, the 16 of Adamson, going to be restarting side by side here with the 1 of Derek Welsh and the 3 of Hunter Smith right there behind them. Zachary Peterson, Joshua Moore following that up with Rob Chowdhury and Paul Ferdiani driving that 66 machine as a pace truck comes on down into the pit lane one more time here with 10 laps remain here at Talladega. Let's let these boys get this thing all wounded up and get these engines roaring.
Yeah, keep an eye on the 42, Team America, Kevin Winker.
Here we go. Green flag waves as they exit that tri-oval area onto this little short shoot down into turn 1. Side by side we go. Green flag racing here. Final 10 laps of the season. Looks like a very clean start here for the inside line. The outside line still trying to kind of get all bundled back up together. All led by that 16 of Adamson. And look at that push that he's getting from the 3 right now. Big run coming on that outside line.
Edith Anderson joining us on Facebook. Oh, 42 Winker spun out. She's on
Awesome.
the apron.
Same thing with the 20 of Justin Lawson going down into the apron. That's going to do some big-time damage here to the 42. He's now outside of that big draft pack. He's got to pray for another caution here as these guys continue to make laps under green flag conditions here at Talladega.
I don't know what happened there, but Lawson pretty much pit maneuvered him, Kevin Winker, so that was strange.
Yeah, the admins are definitely going to take a look at that, as Curtis Critchley now looks like he's pretty much the guy to beat. Running up here in the front of the pack. Oh man, the guys over, the bean counters over there looking at the points are about to lose their mind trying to do this math, but Curtis Critchley in a pretty secure position right now.
He is currently sitting there in second place right behind the 16 of Mike Adamson, who was able to get that run from the 3 to jump on down into that bottom lane, as it looks like we got the far top outside lane trying to get all joined up here once again, as here comes that yellow.
Didn't see what brought it out, but we got a caution out. Everybody trying to check up.
Well, that was interesting. I really wish we could.
The 20 car.
I wish we could go back and watch what originally happened between the 20 and the 42, because I don't know how or why it happened, but it did happen.
Just listening to the radio chatter with the admins, the 20 is definitely getting a penalty there. I don't know if there was something that happened that was intentional or not. I cannot seem to find it here.
Well, I'd hate to talk to a Winker at this point in the race where he's trying to work his way back, but man, that was unfortunate.
Because yeah, nothing popped up on
Don't have it.
my screen here, so I'm gonna have to go all the way back to the green flag start here and just kind of.
Well, it looks like that was a flag thrown by the admin. Gregory Turner threw that flag, so we may have to get kind of an update on what's happening here.
As we kind of watch to see what's going on here between that 20 and the 42. This is when they just took to the green flag. Ooh, looks like the 20 just kind of drifted down to the outside lane, the 42 leaving a little bit of room, and they just kind of got quarter panels there. I don't know. I don't think that was on purpose, but it definitely was a very dangerous move.
I've been in that situation both as the truck in front and the truck behind. Sometimes you just can't help that, whether or not something was intentional. We don't know. We can't be in their heads.
No,
That could have been an instant deal of just trying to find an escape route. I'm not making excuses for anyone, but
most
we're
likely could
we're
be.
not privy to it. I mean, we're not out there. We're not driving. We don't feel the feeling these guys are feeling out there tonight. Pressure is high. Even problems that happen that really are just kind of accidents could be, put under the magnifying glass. So I don't know. We'll probably know at the end of the race, but right now it's just hard to tell.
Yes, sir. As we kind of look back through this field where our championship contenders are currently sitting, Curtis Critchley up there in third. Definitely, he's got one of the best seats in the house to try to pick up the championship win here tonight. Cale Turbeville is still all the way back there in 22nd, trying to make up for his incident that he was involved in. Try to climb back through and hope for some bad luck there for that 27. But once again, all the eyes will be on that 42 of Kevin Winker back in 27th. He's got to make up a ton of ground, I would say, for him to really have a chance at picking up this championship. He needs to at least get up into the top 10, but more importantly, up closer to maybe a top 5 to really ensure his chance here.
Whew. As these guys get lined back up to do another restart, we'll get to see just how many chances they get at a green-white checker. I think they have 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think they have 2 or 3, yeah. Which is definitely good for everybody to make sure everything ends on a green flag kind of finish. Everybody racing to that final checkered flag, which is going to be coming up once when 5 laps have elapsed the next time we go around here past this pace car.
Scheduled for 75, but the potential to have a few more here. Most of these guys pitted lap 54. So if we do get a couple of green-white checker restarts here, we might have a couple trucks that may be getting close on fuel. That's extreme, though. That's if... Well, I don't know. I think the running under caution and stuff is going to save them enough. I don't think they'll have to worry.
Winker just came down, got 4 fresh tires, fuel.
Really?
Worked that thing out. Yeah, I guess he's pulling out all the stops. You might as well. He was kind of in the rear on the lead lap anyway. So
Ullman did the same deal, but he just took 2 tires. But full tank of fuel for a couple of these cats.
yeah, we'll see how it works out. I mean, it's the championship, man. This is where it is right here. This is the end of the season. I know these guys, some of them probably happy for this thing to be over. I bet some of these guys are kind of excited to see how it finishes. So
All of that is coming up in 5 laps. Mike Adamson out in front, Hunter Smith right beside him here on this restart as the pace truck prepares to peel off down into pit road one more time here at Talladega. These drivers have put on a great show here tonight, and we look forward to seeing the great show that comes out of these last 5 laps. Man, we could almost make a movie out of this season, and this would be the great climax and kind of final minutes of that movie. As here we go through that tri-oval once again, getting ready to get that green flag, and here we go, green flag racing once again. That 16 getting a great restart there. That 3, man, wasn't the best of restarts. He's going to lose a couple positions. Not only that, but that top line just in general really didn't get going. Other than that, that 3 in the 51, losing a whole bunch of spots, waiting for that top line to quickly try to figure out a way to catch back on up as the 1 moves out to the outside lane with the 96, trying to maybe cross up the those guys just a little bit. The 16 and that 27 of Kirchley, as here they go. Big old run coming from that 1 and that 96 with some help from the 3 now as they continue to push their way around turns 3 and 4. Also got, looks like the 51 of Joshua Moore up there as well. As, I mean, you can look behind them, big old gaggle of trucks. You got Albert Anderson leading kind of that secondary pack right behind the 5 of Stephen Naylor. Got the 25 of
Mark Collins.
Mark Collins, thank you.
Yeah, and they're not as tight as they were. There's a lot of loose groups back here. I don't know if it's skittishness based on these couple of cautions we had or what, but they're not quite as collected together as they were, and not a very tight formation back here.
Now, as the 66 of Paul Ferdiani looks to maybe try to go to that far outside line, make it 3 wide. He's not gonna. Same thing with, might have been Brian Skidmore as well, looking towards that outside line, but really nobody willing to go out there with them as they come back down into this tri-oval to make this thing 3 laps remain now. Still stacked up 2 by 2 up here at the front. The the 16 of Mike Adamson side by side with the 1 of Derek Welsh. both drivers having some good pushers sitting there behind them. Just that top line really not all that put together quite yet. Still trying to inch their way forward, get the runs when they can. Big push coming from the 96 to that one, trying to get them up forward. The 6 of Paul Ferdiani not letting that far outside line go. Looks like he's finally catching some help here as they come up through this field. He's got some help there from the 88 of Zach Staten and some others. Also trying to catch up to the 51 of Joshua Moore, trying to catch up here and get their noses up here towards that front as here they go across the line once again. 2 laps now remain. Who is going to make up some ground? Who is going to leave it all out there on this racetrack as we continue to finish this one up?
A lot of 3 wide action going around way back in the field. It looks like guys are trying to get it back to 2 wide.
And here comes the 4 and the 6 with the 42 coming up on that outside line. All these guys know what's at stake here on these final 2 laps, trying to make up as much ground as they can. Of course, one of those being Winker, knowing what he has to do to try to retain his championship's hopes here. Coming here down into this trial for what could be the final time as we get ready. Taking the white flag. Do we cross the line? Yes, we do. So no more cautions here tonight. This final lap will do it for the season, for this race, for the championship. Here we go. Mike Adamson leading that bottom line. Still being pushed by that 27 of Curtis Critchley, who's feeling pretty good about that second place that he's sitting in. That 96, though, has not given up.
Here we go.
Big wreck.
Winker in it.
Big wreck behind this main pack here. Everybody's still racing, though. So here we go. Big separation now. Only about 10 trucks in this last group here, ready to race here all the way to that final line. 96 trying to get that one final push here into the tri-oval. Oh, everything all separating 3 wide here, drag racing down through the tri-oval. The one coming across the nose of everybody, and it looks like Curtis Critchley sideways is going to come across the line and pick up the win.
Stephen Naylor finished this thing in 3rd place, upside down, 10 feet in the air. In 3rd place. Jonathan Osborne with 4th. What in the hell just happened?
Absolute craziness is what happened here as we do a slow action replay as people come across a line. The 27 of Critchley, dang near 90 degrees up into the wall. Then, oh my goodness. I need to stop that at the right amount of time.
Yeah, you do.
You got the 16 using the number 5 as a sun umbrella, and then the 81 keeping him propped up, but that back bumper of the 5 just beats the 81 around to pick up that checker flag. You can see there the 75 as well, and the 3 going sideways. But man, oh man, talk about heartbreak there for the 1 of Derek Welsh, who was looking so good. Same thing with that 16 of Mike Adamson, still able though to pick up that that 2nd place finish here. But man, oh man, I don't want to say it officially, but I got a feeling that 27 of Curtis Critchley with that win, he's walking home with the championship here tonight.
I think so. I'm gonna go back and check the Sim Hub score. But these guys, of course, they got to add in bonus points. And our race admin said that the race finishes under review. So this is almost like watching a NASCAR race on Sunday when they say it's under review. You're like, oh man, we're not going to know anything for a while. But stick with us. I'm trying to work this out just like y'all are.
I could watch into that race 50 times and
I'm telling you, I
still find something new. But I mean, look at Derek Welsh. He's upside down, cartwheels. Skidmore is high, up into the wall. The number 5 of Naylor in 3rd place, just upside down, riding the back of Adamson there. Wow.
And look, the 42 looked like he had a pretty good shot at making it up there, following his buddies there, trying to make that outside line work, and then he just got involved in that mess.
He really
Right there
did.
at the end.
He had a rough night tonight.
So let's go back and watch this final lap replay just to kind of break it down even more. You see all the shuffle and bustle going on, and then all of the people up here in that top 10 go back here where that 42 of Kevin Winker was. This was where that first kind of big incident took place. Just a big checkup, the 6, the 25, and you can just see all the carnage happening there. And then heading back up here towards the front, kind of see what happens, because one of those things that might be under review, did the 27 pass below that yellow line? We'll have to go back and, like we said, just take a look here. You see that big push that's coming from that outside. No, everyone clean, looking pretty good. Oh, just a little contact between the 203 kind of back there, which caused him and the 408 of Barry a Rob to get involved. All of that shuffle sent some people up and out of the way. The 96 did not have his bumper 100% on the square with the 1, and which sent everything all tumbling around here with the 5. 96, man, the 5 basically got flipped upside down and got a punt to go up in to steal that third place finish there. Man, oh man.
Still waiting on a call here from the admins to see what happened there. But let's talk about the season as a whole, because this season, it's so awesome. And the first season of the HCK Big Eagles Racing League was awesome. Now these guys have, they have good quality drivers. They got an awesome website. We didn't talk about that tonight nearly as much as we needed to, but HCKBeaglesRacingLeague.com. You can go on there and look at these guys' driver bios. You can look at, information about the sponsors, the admins, the schedule, the standings, all that kind of stuff. It's a really cool site, and that's something you don't really see with a lot of the iRacing leagues, but the HCK Beagles Racing League.com website is pretty damn cool. I enjoy going there.
Well, you are not kidding about that one. Well, as we continue to kind of wait for the official word, let's talk to some of these drivers here. I know for a fact the 5 of Stephen Naylor was not racing for a championship, so let's at least talk to him, get his thoughts on finishing upside down for third. How about that? So let's click that and click that. As we got Stephen Naylor, got a copy?
Sir.
Well, sir, you were able to find your way up into a podium finish upside down, surfing on top of Mike Adamson and Jonathan Osborne there. But I mean, that's the type of finish you expect here at a championship race at a plate track, especially Talladega.
It was crazy. I figured I was going to get 6th, just the way it all played out. Then something happened up there toward the front, and they went for a ride. I went for a ride, and I just flew over them, I guess. It was crazy driving it, that's for sure.
That's kind of the nature of Talladega. You don't really want to be the guy that's leading the race on the inside line coming out of turn 4, because chances are, something's going to happen to you. But you were able to make a couple spots up there with some trucks flipping around up in the air.
Yeah, I think I was running 10th when the wreck right in front of me happened, and I got to miss it. Then the wreck up with the leaders happened, and I just lucked up there. I mean, that's about winning a plate race. It's luck a lot of times. Like you said, coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, all hell broke loose.
Yes.
And you Ricky Bobbied it. It was amazing to watch. I don't know what it felt like, how white knuckled it was. A lot of the race too. There was a lot of 3 wide action.
Early
Are you
on,
exhausted right now, or how do you feel after that one?
I had a big arm pump earlier when it was 3 wide, and I just didn't want to be the one to cause the big one, with the last race with the championship going on, and I just tried to race my race, and I got lucky. That's all I could say on that one.
Well, man, we know we've been following your season just about the entire time, and man, talk about heartbreak after heartbreak results just about all season long. Just something happening at the tail end of these races that you've gotten dealt the bad hand, but finally getting something decent here tonight with third place finish. But man, talk about how great of a season it's been. I mean, I know like towards the beginning it was a little rough the first couple races, but after that, man, we had a stretch of races where it's just like week after week after week of just eyeball popping, just mouth dropping racing that we don't normally see. Like, I mean, at one point, I think we saw like 5 wide happen, and everybody was able to figure it out, and there was no caution. Talk about how great this season's been.
It's been good. I mean, once we got into the chase and stuff, a lot of cleaner racing. I mean, we raced at Indy caution free a few races back. I mean, tonight I think the first caution was lap 7 or 8. Then the next caution was lap 35, somewhere around in there. So I mean, that's a good little green flag run. That's that was a lot of three wide action going on up there. It was, and that's how it's been the past few races. I mean, it's just, I mean, yeah, something happens, net code here, got a couple people tonight. It's just the way it's going to be. I mean, you go 3 wide and it's tight. You got about a foot between each car. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, man. Well, that is for sure. Well, before we let you go, do you got any shout outs or anything like that you want to put out there for the final time this season?
I just want to say congrats to whoever the champion may be at this time. I think it's still up in the air. I haven't seen the points yet. And I just want to thank all the East Coast Racing and the SP boys for a good season, and Paul Durkee for painting my trucks every week. And I think that'd be it. I think that's who all supports me on this here.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations. As of right now, looks like you're probably going to walk away with a podium finish here tonight. Heck of a way to end this season. Who knows, man? Hopefully that luck turns around for the next one.
All right. Thank you.
All right, and with all of that going on, let's talk to the second place finisher as of right now here tonight, and that is going to be the 16 of Mike Adamson. Hey, Mike, got a copy?
Tampa.
Well, not a win as of right now. I think they're just going through, making sure everything is kosher before everything's all finished up here. But still, it's another solid finish, finishing off this season strong. Talk about how great this race was. We had some nice long flag stretches. We had a few little cautions here and there, but at the end of the day, we were able to finish this one under regulation and green flag. And man, sometimes it just doesn't get much better than that.
No, absolutely not. It was a lot of fun. Just trying to be patient. That's all. Patience is the main key.
Yeah, we talked about that early on in the race, and we knew the aggression was going to get stepped up over time. The fewer laps that are left in the season, the more chances people are going to take. But we saw you and your teammate there, the two of Albert Anderson. Y'all did some pretty great racing together tonight. Were y'all talking on the radio on the same channel, trying to come up with some strategies and stuff on those restarts?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been working together with the Old Glory guys down there. Albert and I worked together for a while, so yeah, we knew what we needed to do up top. We just let it play out in front of us.
Well, a lot of racing 3 wide. How nervous did that make you, and how hard was it to kind of work your way through the field just with all the mayhem that was going on? I mean, it got real racy there a couple times during this race.
Did, yeah, 3 wide. If you were up on the high side, it was a little shaky, but as long as you were on that yellow line on the bottom, I think you were pretty much, that's about the safest spot.
Well, you definitely made it work out there, but also kind of tell us your thoughts here going around that final lap, because I mean you were looking pretty strong, and then just everything kind of gets shuffled around you there.
Yeah, just coming through the tri over there, Curtis Critchley pushed me just a little bit, and I slid off his bumper, and he shot down below me and went on around me, which was expected. I'm not upset about that at all. Especially when you're coming at a checkered flag. I mean, that's to be expected.
Oh man, congratulations on the second place finish here tonight, Mike. Before we let you go, got any shout outs or anything like that?
Just everybody over at Old Glory, Albert, and the gang over there, Osborne, all them. Great group of guys to work with, and thank Octo Wraps for all the paints they do for me. Anybody needs any paints, go see them.
Awesome, Mike. Well, glad to have you a part of this second season here at HCK Beagles. We look forward to watching your race tomorrow night at Vigilante Racing, and wish you the best of luck there. And who knows, hopefully we get to see you back up here, up at the top next season.
Yeah, we'll look forward to it. Like I said, this is kind of a warm up, amp up for tomorrow night.
My clicker will work. There we go. So still waiting on that official word, because like we said, we got to break out the super old school abacus, the one that's got 50 or so beads on it, I think, just to tally up all the proper amount of points here.
Yeah,
Looks like Curtis is in the podium finishers. Hopefully he knows something we don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on, other than total mayhem on that last lap there, which was incredible to watch.
Let's talk to Curtis, and then we'll see if they made a decision about anything on the championship points.
Hold on one second.
Yeah, sometimes everything throws you for a loop. Just the craziness
Still
that happened.
no results on today's race on the Sim Racer Hub.
Nope, got some. We got note here from the admin saying we got some serious stuff under review. I'll hop in the broadcast to announce. So
all right,
once
why don't
when
we go with him first?
So
let's talk to Curtis first, I guess.
Let's do that. We'll talk to tonight's race winner, the 27 of Curtis Critchley, who finished with his truck more in the wall than really on the racetrack here, but still a win nonetheless. I know they're still trying to count down the points here to figure out championship-wise, but as far as we can see here, Curtis, we believe you're probably going to at least win this race. And man, how does it feel to win a final race here at Talladega, knowing how much stuff is on the line?
That has to be probably one of the most interesting ways I've finished a race, let alone win one, is basically I hit the wall almost head on and then managed to straighten out straight. And then I didn't know that I actually won it until I was plowed by the field afterwards. But then I saw the ticker and it's like, what? I won? That's crazy. That was unexpected because I thought there was more people coming behind me, but everybody got on that last one on that last lap.
A bunch of people that had a bad lap on that last lap. The incidents kind of started on the backstretch, I think, but we talk about it all the time. The guy who's leading the race coming out of turn 4 at Talladega is rarely the guy that finishes and wins the race, but even sideways and coming up and slamming the wall and all that, so much stuff happened right there in the tri-oval. You were able to come away with that win. But talk about the season as a whole. You've been very consistent this season. You've had a lot of fans, your Canadian buddies up there pulling for you, and you've got a lot of heart out there. And it's been a blast watching y'all season. Talk about the season as a whole.
It's been a crazy season, especially on my end too, because I feel like I've been consistent a lot of the times, and then I'll have 2 bad weeks in a row, and I just need to get out of that rut because I would kill myself on some speeding penalties and just put myself behind the ball, or I just couldn't end up getting a qualifying run going. I have to come from the back. So like, but it's been a story about just prevailing from all that really is because there's been many times where it's like, man, I've been wrecked out in the last 5 laps and somehow just kind of slid through stuff again to make it into like the top five, and those are the points that I can put. There's like 3 points like that to where we were able to recover, and that really kind of made the season for us, especially at iRacing last week when I think we got wrecked out like 7 laps ago, and it was basically 3 to go that we had to come back and somehow just hit all the right runs and got behind Mike and pushed him into second or got him a win. And it was kind of nice to see him again at the end of the race. And I was pretty much committed to him at the end of this race, but he kind of slid up there, and then I kind of wanted to be committed to the yellow line just in case like a wreck like that happened, and then I would get hit inward to the infield and then be able to slide across the line. But it ended up happening to where that was a winning spot to be.
Yeah, well, luckily this is iRacing, so no concussion because you did hit the wall pretty hard. But talk about how stressful the entire race. It seemed stressful. It felt like a lot of electricity out there on the track. People were trying to make moves, and it was almost like people were backed in a corner. What did you have that feeling on the track?
Yeah, no, I felt pretty good because I was able to lead a lot of this race, and that's my favorite spot to be is because you can't get caught up in anything that's not in front of you. But basically, when we got to that final restart, like I was literally shaking in my seat, like behind Mike there. I was just shaking there. Like I could tell at myself that my throttle application was not as smooth on like when I'm trying to like stay on his bumper nice and good, and you know, because I was just like worried, like if people outside of me get caught up, and then I'll be sent to the back, and people behind me if Mike has something go wrong, like I'm easily out of the top 3 spots, and then I could be finishing last. It's good, like in a heartbeat. So that's the kind of stuff that is very stressful about super speedway racing, because what a lot of it is also out of your hands too. You can create your own opportunities, of course, but a lot of it is just kind of being smart and kind of putting yourself in good odds. But in the end of the day, it is out of your hands ultimately.
Well, Curtis, this season we've watched you and watching that red and white paint job. Turner and other people will kind of recognize this sentiment, but watching a red and white truck run around out there kind of reminded me anyway of we had a throwback race last night, and one of our Canadian buddies ran a red and white paint scheme. It was a Earl Ross paint scheme, and we've kind of seen shades of Earl Ross from Curtis Critchley this season. Just the perseverance and that Canadian pride that we see when you run out there. And if the folks who don't know who Earl Ross is, go ahead and Google him. I mean, he's the winningest Canadian NASCAR Cup driver there ever was. He won, what was it, Turner? 26 races or something in the 70s?
Yeah, something like that. 26, 27. Hell of a driver.
But I see shades of Earl Ross out of the 27 this season because he was just you were just great out there this season. We enjoyed watching you.
Well, thank you very much. That means a lot to me. The very kind compliments there.
Well, and we had somebody that had a connection to him. I think he was his boss. We lost Earl Ross back in, 2014 he passed away. But
Yeah.
a lot of connections to his community and stuff. And we know some guys that did some work for him and stuff. And just really cool to see the north of the border represented. That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, Team Canada pulled through. So, yeah, I mean, I put the big, felt like it was right to put the big Canadian flag on the hood and had the Moose doing the dab on the bumper here today, and, felt a little like bringing it home for Team Canada here today. So, I'm proud to be Canadian. This is basically what I'm trying to say.
Well, we're happy for you. You have any shout outs or anything like that before we let you go?
Yes, friends, family, mom and dad. Especially I got to give a big shout out to East Coast Racing for taking me in and letting me race with them for the last half of the season. This championship couldn't be done without them because we've worked well together in the bump draft and kind of planning our pitch strategy together and exchanging notes like that. So it's a big shout out to all those guys because we've worked tremendous as a team together, and they've taught me things. I feel like I've taught them a few things, and it's been a great experience. I also have to give a shout out to my team, Refine Motorsports, and all of them. I know a few of them were watching tonight, so definitely got to give them a shout out and cheering me on and always supporting the stuff that I like to do and want to do, and that it means so much to me that all these guys.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the win here tonight, but we're gonna just move you down to a channel. What channel do you want to go to? It looks like everyone's hanging around in general.
I'll hang out
or-
on the party, I guess. Yeah.
All right, but yeah, hang out because we haven't gotten the official word still on the season champion. So I know they're still calculating some points and whatnot. So who knows? We might be talking to you again here, but
All right.
we'll have to wait and see. But nonetheless, still picking up the win here tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
They need to put these guys' names in a, the Yahtzee cup, and
Yeah,
shake it.
I was about to
They
say
just
the
fling it
Yahtzee
out.
Cup would be perfect because this is like a nail biter here. We're trying to figure this thing out.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Well, how about we talk to a driver that we really haven't ever talked to, but yet we comment on his paint schemes a lot. That's the 203 of Earl Evans. How do you guys want to talk to Earl Evans?
Yeah, bring him on in. Might as well.
Hey, Earl's guys in the booth got a copy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Man, just missing out on a top 10 here tonight, but still a solid finish there for that 203. How you feeling about the race here at Dega?
Oh man, it was amazingly fun. Hung out in the back for a little while. That was kind of our plan. Most of the Old Glory guys. So we kind of hung out in the back, and that was kind of our decisions to kind of deal with that, and then make our way up towards about later to end of the race. But I just had a great race, just kind of kept in there. I didn't have any incidents up until the very very end there, and then just ended up trying to push a little too hard for Curtis there, and I mean I'm glad he got the win. Just wish I didn't have to throw him into the wall.
Well, it was fun. Of course, your paint. I don't know. I got a kick out of that. I don't know where you came up with that idea, but that was pretty amazing there. The Florida
You were
man
doing,
paint.
you Adam, they were doing the Florida man quotes, so I
Yeah.
figured I'd do that for you since I am from Florida. So
Oh well, I love it, man. It was perfectly very tasteful, by the way. I read some of the stories. I enjoyed all of them, man. Heck of a race. Looking forward to. Are you looking forward to next season or?
I am. I will be racing again next season. I think we're going to do all. I think most of us are going to come back. I think we're going to do a privateers instead of actually as a team. But I'm going to still keep making miscellaneous paint jobs, just kind of reflect my views.
Good. Hey, that's the fun part about stuff. Make it personal. Good
Yep,
job
yep.
tonight.
Oh, thank you guys.
Well, you're one of the guys that I know we really haven't talked to. We talked a bunch about, but we just haven't had a chance to talk to you. So why not talk to you now while we're filling in some time, waiting for that final official word on the season champion? And I know you're kind of one of those middle of the season comers and whatnot here, but overall, how'd you like this overall kind of season? How they run things here, but not only that, but looking at the schedule ahead to next season, they're putting in some more big boy tracks where you actually have to drive the truck a little bit more and not rely on the bump draft and teammates that really help you out.
That's true. So I mean, I really asked real nicely to join the league, talking to Greg, just because I felt that I needed more experience behind the wheel, and he was very very nice, and gave me really good pointers, and allowed me to jump in as well, since I was friends with some of the other ones I had jumped over. From that, and I don't know why, but I actually really enjoy road courses, and so that's as you can see, I've had actually pretty decent road finishes at another area. So I'd rather not talk about that too much. But uh, I mean, yeah, looking forward to the next season. I'm will be back for the Beagles next season, and I'll probably be driving probably the 203 again just to keep it kind of a standard set for myself.
Yeah, cool, man. Well, we definitely look forward to seeing that out of you. But still, like I said, here tonight, up 15 spots in 11th, especially with all the craziness that happens here on these final laps and how they shake out, man. Congratulations for that. Before we let you go, to get any other last shout outs or anything like that?
I mean, I have to give a shout out to all of my old glory buddies there: Osborne, Albert, Bittner, Mayberry, Dustin. I have to give definitely a big shout out to Curtis. He was doing a great job today, and I mean, I was glad to help get behind him and kind of push him around there.
Awesome, man. Well, glad to have you up here in the booth and look forward to hopefully maybe seeing you pick up some podiums here next season and talk to you again.
All right, thank you guys.
Yeah, Mr. Brown,
Yes, sir.
I just refreshed the Sim Racer Hub. It's right now it's showing Curtis Critchley as the champ, but I think they're still adding bonus points or something. We still have not gotten official word from the league owner, but it looks like it's probably going to be Curtis Critchley, as kind of we expected. Wrapping up this season as your champion, but still some discussion going on with the admins.
All right, well, while they discuss it, we can go ahead.
Is the word you got that the league owner will jump in here with us when they got a decision?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So what do you want to do? What do you want to do to fill some time here, brother?
Well, we can go through the finishing results from here tonight because I'm pretty sure those are at least pretty much set how they are. So let's go through that with that 27 of Curtis Critchley picking up the win here with the 16 Mike Adamson. Man, super big performance there from him, charging from the back, finishing in second. 5 of Stephen Naylor. Upside down on the roof wasn't enough to stop him from picking up a podium third place finish here. The 81 of Jonathan Osborne just missing out, finishing here in fourth. 26 will be the 75. Brian Skidmore looks like he's going to be the hard charger of the day, up 26 spots. So great job there from Brian. Heck of a drive there. Same thing with that 3 of Hunter Smith coming back from a couple penalties here early. Able to drive himself up here into a solid 6th place finish. A good drive from him. You got the 96 Zachary Peterson finishing here in 7th. The 1 of Derek Welsh was looking very strong all race long, but just kind of fading there at the end, able to walk away with an 8th. The 54 of Brandon Coleman in 9th, and the 2 of Albert Anderson rounding out tonight's top 10.
The 203 of Earl Evans will take 11th place tonight on the finish. The 15 of Cody Staten in 12th. 64 of Cale Turbeville will finish in 13th after starting up in 4th place. The 12 of Austin Johnson, we saw him have some connection problems, but despite the problems, up 7 spots, finishing in 14th place. Rick LePage in the 7 will finish 15th. Joshua Moore in the 51 finishing in 16th place. Eric Stoy will drop from 9th to 17th in that Ford machine. Hot Rod Dave Mayberry in the 115 will finish 18th. Dusty Smith in the 121 finishing 19th, and rounding out your top 20, the 88 of Zachary Staten.
Yeah, and unfortunately there, the 42 of Kevin Winker in 21st position. 97 of Rodney Griffin ended up 22nd. The 66 of Paul Ferdiani, 23rd. The 20 of Justin Lawson, 24th place. 76 of Michael Hicks, 25. 102 of Andrew Plymesser. A decent race there in 26. 84 of Josh Bittner, 27th. The 25 Numb Thumbs Racing guy, Mark Collins, ended up 28th. Number 6, Paul Durkee, 29th. 408, Bay Area Rod Chattery, 31st and 30th. And it looks like the 37 of Dustin Reilly will round out that field in 31st place.
And so that is the field from here tonight. And we are joined by the proud admin, Little Rimmer, Gregory Turner, who's done a fantastic job all season, stepping away from actually driving the truck and stepping in and doing a whole bunch of the admin stuff. So, Greg, I know you got an announcement for us. What do you got here, buddy?
All right, man. Yeah. First off, I want to just thank everybody for making the league the way that it has been this year. We've definitely had some ups and downs, but I feel like we've had a lot more ups for the league as a whole than we have had downs.
Amen.
It's just been a long, tough season for sure. We've had a lot of things go on. We brought in some extra race controllers tonight to kind of make sure everything flowed smoothly. And for the first 65 laps, it went pretty good. Them last 10, man. Oh, those were tough laps. We had to go back and analyze each one of those laps piece by piece by piece. Because, I mean, the way that the points are affected by one little move is just, man, it was nerve wracking. I told the guys in Discord a while ago, I was kind of at a loss for words there for a minute. It was just, I was like, wow. And we had myself, 2 more race controllers, Austin and Derek Welch in there trying to figure out the best moves to make and how it should be. And we've come down to the decisions that we made. We've posted the points up. And with that, I want to say congratulations to Kel Turbeville, who got 3rd in the points. He's been probably the most consistent driver that we've had all season. I know he only come away with 2 wins, but I mean he was right there in contention every week. 2nd place, we've got probably one of our more vocal drivers in Kevin Winker. He had 5 wins on the season, 11 top 5s, 12 top 10s. I mean, he was very, very consistent also. He was right there in it day in, day out. And our points winner, or first place finisher in the points, Curtis Critchley, who also had 5 wins on the season, 12 top 5s and 13 top 10s. Curtis actually ended up pulling it out by 19 points after coming into the race down by 5.
Woo.
So he really improved, gained a lot of points. I know he was basically fighting for the lead the entire night. And then for that exciting finish there where he come across sideways, we're very, excited for him and the way that it all shook out. Man, what a crazy year.
Man, you ain't kidding us. Joining us here once again, and we can officially claim it, Curtis Critchley, your season champion. Curtis, congratulations here, buddy.
Oh yeah, let's go. Yeah, that was I thought that what I needed to do was basically just try to take fate in my own hands and try to lead as most laps as possible today and try to win, and that's really the best thing that I could have done for myself, and hopefully the cards played the way in my hands, and it luckily did, and I was able to stay out of trouble, and it was just trying to just run up front and win is my only plan, because started behind there, and I think I was behind since after Indianapolis, or no, it was Michigan. We got behind and had to fight back from there. And really only on the final race we were able to take the lead back after quite a bit of troubles. I've had technical troubles. I was racing sick a few weeks. and it's just it's been a it's been a battle. Like it's a great competition here. Like everybody else that is my competitors here, they didn't make it easy. They were right on their game all the time. Um, you know, like it's so close between the racing that we had all year between all the chase drivers and other people too that weren't in the chase. The new guys showing up at the end. It was a really exciting season on racing wise. So it's just been a great season. And I'm glad to be crowned champion here.
Well, look, Curtis, all season long, uh, you mentioned a lot of the adversity, but you've been so consistent and so good. Um, and I got to say this with Greg here in the room too, is that the fairness and stuff and the thoughtfulness that goes into how they set races up, how you guys break down and determine points and stuff like that. The fairness level and the sportsmanship that's exhibited from the competitors in this league is not something that we see very often at all. So it really is fun to watch, and that's one of the reasons why. Is because of the way it's run.
Yes, this series has been pretty trauma free for the most part. Every league has their problems, but that's just because we all love racing and we all want to be have racing our way. But it's hard to have good leagues, and we've been able to make it through a season here. I've been in leagues before that you get through halfway through the season and it just folds, and just to the fact that we finished season. This is season 2, right? So the fact that we finished 2 seasons here and strong is a testament to the group of guys racing here.
Yes, sir.
Right, and I mean, that is one of the things that we've prided ourselves on for most of the season is just how well and how clean, especially those guys fighting for the points championship, have just raced each other, and just how awesome that they've been going against each other, racing hard, but never getting into incidents with each other, stuff like that. And yeah, like you said, man, it's just been a great, clean season.
Yeah, that it has been. Well, Curtis, congratulations here once again, race winner. Not only that, you are the season champion. Go out there and celebrate with all your Canadian friends here, brother.
Yes, sir. Gonna drink the maple syrup here soon.
Nice.
And a Molson.
Oh yeah, Molson too. You can't forget the Canadian.
Well, so with that, this season does come to a close here, Greg. We appreciate having you around, and we're proud to say that we are coming back for season number 3 with this league. And I know we already kind of hinted on some things. We got the logo change, all thanks to Josh Bittner, and then we have the new sponsor coming on board with Admin Box. What other surprises you got in store for us? Are you keeping those top secret?
Man, just it's going to be a much, much different season. We've kind of tried to stick to all super speedways this season. Next season, we're going to throw in some different intermediate tracks. We're going to throw in some Charlotte, some Vegas. We're going to put a Pocono in there, Rockingham. We're still going to have a majority super speedways, but we're going to have some different tracks in there next year as well. And it's just going to be so many more changes that we've seen coming than we would have ever thought possible. I mean, it's kind of a short story. I don't want to take up y'all's whole night. Me and Austin, our buddy Eddie, we tried to start one of these leagues up before season 1, and man, we just got nowhere with it. We couldn't figure out what we were doing wrong. I mean, it was a free league. We was fronting everything. And we're like, dang, we didn't know what was happening. We just kept advertising. We couldn't get people a part of it. So we kind of just abandoned it and just started just running everywhere. So then we got the idea to, like, hey, let's try it one more time. Let's do all super speedways. So we started season 1, and man, we kept getting more and more people in. We just like 15, 20 people a week. I'm like, okay, here we go. And most leagues on iRacing, that's what they are now. They're 15, 20 drivers. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then we had a really great season. We got lucky with some really good guys that got in, and a lot of those guys come over to season 2. I mean, I don't know if we lost many people at all from season 1 to season 2. And this season 2, man, I mean, we just kept adding people and adding people. And I mean, even for the championship race where you literally had 5 guys in contention for the championship, I mean, we still fielded 31 cars. I mean, that's just a testament to how much people enjoy racing with us, how bad they want to race in this league, and how far this league can go in the next, year, or even in the next 3 years. I mean, we're adding these sponsors left and right. We're getting these, people in. We have a title sponsor for next year, as of now. And I mean, it's just so many more people are coming aboard that it's just unreal.
Well, and
I
with a
mean,
little personal news too, we know you got a baby girl on the way here pretty soon,
oh
don't you?
man, I'm telling you, I'll be
Man, that's
surprised if
gonna be a life changer, son.
she should be here any day, man. We're super excited. Her due date is not until June 8th, but I mean, we're expecting her anytime.
Congratulations, man! You got
Anytime.
a great family and a great league y'all got going here.
Oh yeah, man. We're super excited about where life's taking us. It's just, you'd have never thought that stuff like this could be possible. The friendships that you make doing this stuff. I mean, there's guys in my league that are in our league that I talk to constantly. Me and Derek, we've built a good friendship together. Then me and also we've had a good friendship for a long time, and so many people you just have casual conversations with, man. You learn new stuff about all these people all the time. It's just like everybody says calls iRacing a community. It's more like one big family, man.
Hey, you definitely are not wrong with that statement whatsoever. But either way, we do have to, unfortunately, close down this broadcast for this season. We thank you, Greg, for all the hard work that you do out there, as well as all the proud fans that we get in here week in and week out. Y'all come out in the strongest of numbers, and we appreciate that. Man, you guys are the reason why we do this, is just to have some fun with all y'all, man. It doesn't get much better than that. Also, got to thank our great sponsors that we've had all season long, but not only that, but the sponsor here tonight and quite a few of these races, Muleburger Custom Homes. Please go check them out on Facebook and at their website at muleburgercustomhomes.com, as they've put in a lot of effort to this HCK Beagles Racing League, and they've been super helpful over here with us and in this league. So go give them the love that they absolutely deserve. But not only that, but even during this offseason, go check out the HCK Beagles Racing League.com, a website where you can kind of just preview all the stuff upcoming and take a look at all the driver bios and whatnot. And who knows, you might even change fan bases there, just taking a look there and reading about some of these guys. So go check out that for all the information that you might want that we don't provide here from these broadcasts. But nonetheless, we do have to shut this one down. So for Greg Turner and myself and Alan English and Adam Turner, we're signing off here, fellas. Have a good night.
We gone.
See ya.